Hello, St. Andrew's Church family. My name is Andrew Johnson, and I am one of the Sally Associates here this year if we haven't met. Now, recently, I was reading a book by Henry Nouwen, and in that book, Nouwen talked about the question that Jesus asks Peter in John chapter 21. That question is, do you love me? Jesus asked Peter, do you love me? And as I was reading that, I was struck by the simplicity of that question. I literally just had to sit in my chair and wrestle with that question for my own. The simplicity of, do you love me? Now, I think sometimes I can get caught up in heavy theological ideas or debating those ideas or wrestling with my own sins or being overwhelmed with how much I still don't know about God. And as I was reading this excerpt from Nouwen and alluding to John chapter 21, I was reminded that's not what Jesus asked Peter about. Jesus didn't ask him, hey, how come you're still sinning? How come you still don't have it all figured out and know everything about me yet, Peter? No, that's not what he told Peter. He simply asked Peter, do you love me? And I think that's the question that Jesus still asks us today. I think he simply asks us, do you love me? And as we look at the Bible, we clearly see how much he already loves us. He lived this life healing people, loving people, serving people, and ultimately dying on a cross for us. The ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate act of love. And I think that love is waiting for a response. I think his love is waiting for an answer to the question, do you love me? And I think when it's all stripped away, it comes back to that question, do you love me? I'm reminded of what Jesus says in Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 and 38. He says, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. Just a couple verses later, he says, all of the law of the prophets hang on these two commandments, loving God and loving others. Jesus strips it all down. He says, if you love me and you love others, the rest will fall into place. It is so simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. The answer, the question is simple. Do you love me? My encouragement for you today is to sit with that question. Maybe imagine Jesus asking you the question, do you love me? Sit there, wrestle with it, and then respond. If your answer is yes, I love you, Jesus, maybe that's all you need today is to say, I love you too, in response to Jesus. Maybe you need to journal. Maybe that love sparks a painting, a song, a poem, whatever it is. I encourage you to sit with that question that Jesus asks us. Do you love me? Thank you.